What do you do? How do you? You obviously aren't saying he should be fired, but
no.
But you do feel like let's take another look at him. Let's take a fresh look at him starting this year.
Yeah, I think we just need to kind of make sure that we're evaluating on merit and what he's actually accomplished and the things that he's gotten wrong.
Fair.
Right. That's right.
You guys are talking about, look, does he owe the fans anything? Explaining about the Trey Lance? No, he doesn't owe the fans anything. But he owes the organization he works for an explanation because that was a big mistake.
Well, before you go, who do you give credit for the Niners going to the Super Bowl and these multiple NFC championship games? And again, you're talking to a guy that's not a big Kyle Shanahan fan, but you got to give him that. It sounds like you're not giving him that credit.
Oh, definitely giving him that credit, but I'm not putting him on a Belichick pedestal.
Oh, no.
Anywhere near
yeah, I'm not either. Yeah. I hope I'm not sounding like that, Steiny.
No, you know what I will say, though, is, and certain coaches have a way of doing this, and I bring up this guy's name a lot, and it's Don Nelson, because I do think they have similarities. Man. Nelson does with Kyle Shanahan. But you know what I was thinking? And I know I'm boiling it down. This season's about Kyle Shanahan. It's about Kyle Shanahan more than about Brock Purdy.
And it's because of this failure.
Well, what kind of coach wants to put himself like Kyle Shanahan's kind of like the face of this franchise right now.
And you think he likes that?
I don't know if he likes it. But he's put himself in positions over the course of his 49er tenure where he makes you keep your eyes on him because of some of the decisions that he's made. Whether they are personnel decisions, whether they're decisions at the quarterback position, whether they're play calls during a game. There's something about Kyle Shanahan where he demands more attention to my way of thinking than other coaches.
And I think that's a character flaw for a head coach. And we got into it a little bit yesterday on why, Steiny, he wouldn't want an Aaron Rodgers or take a flyer on a Tom Brady. There should never be because fans or guys in the media think that you wouldn't get the Denzel, you wouldn't get the glory. Like you would have to share it. And I don't like that. And maybe that's why when you bring up Nelly, he wanted to implement it his way to where when it did work, if it worked, that would have been worth everything. Now he would have got more credit than the players almost.
Yeah.
It's like a drug.
And again, as it relates to Shanahan, I mean, I think he's a really good coach. But if we're going to dissect coaches, we talked about Mark Jackson. It's like Steve Kerr.
And we're talking personalities, too.
Yeah, when we talk about Steve Kerr, what do we say?
He's authentic.
Well, we also say sometimes he doesn't like young players. Steve Kerr doesn't like young players. He's still a championship coach, but he is indebted to his veterans. He's made that clear. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people thought Kuminga should have played more and Wiseman should play more. So you can be a great coach and you can still be, criticized a little. So I kind of want to know where 49er fans are with Kyle Shanahan right now, knowing that they've made the NFC Championship game 3 out of the last 4 years, and this is supposed to be their year. Lori's in Phoenix. Hey, Lori, how you doing?
Hey, guys. So, Kyle wasn't just been a good coach. Kyle has taken this team from a handful of guys and built an entire roster. I don't know where all this stuff with Shanahan's coming that his players don't like him. Yeah, okay, so Jimmy was unhappy. Well, the same people who are saying that Jimmy was unhappy didn't want Jimmy on the team anyway. People were crying for Jimmy to be off this team for years, and now that he is, now they want to say, oh, well, see, he didn't like Shanahan. Well, you didn't like Jimmy. So it's performance-based. Kyle has to be held to a certain standard. He has to get results. And when he has a player who he thinks is not getting those results, I like Jimmy. I thought Jimmy was good quarterback, but he couldn't stay healthy. So I didn't have a problem when they moved on to Trey. And I don't have a problem with this whole thing with Purdy. Purdy earned that spot. You have to have players that can win for you now. Every player on that team that he has, Kyle has made sure, or the organization, Kittle, Warner, Trent Williams, those guys, Debo, they've all gotten their contracts and they've all gotten paid because they've earned their spots on their team, and they make this team better. So the trade situation was the one thing that was, it didn't work out, but they said they were going to do right by Trey. If Trey wanted to stay, they were going to let Trey stay. If Trey didn't want to stay, they were going to try to find a trade partner. Trey wanted that. So the Niners probably would have been better off keeping Trey as far as I was concerned, but they wanted to do right by what Trey wanted. I respect that. So to me, I don't see anything here. I mean, there's always going to be bumps in the road. There's always going to be things that are going to happen. But I think in this right now, this organization and this team is still in the best spot they can be to win the Super Bowl.
Good Thanks, call. Lori. Well, I don't doubt that. And you know what? I'm going to have to say this about 17 times during the show.
Because you got me. You helped me out already with the play calling. Well, that's real.
Nobody's saying to fire Kyle Shanahan. Nobody's saying
crazy.
That. But,
you have some serious deficiencies.
But in light of the Trey Lance trade, okay, in light of the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo kind of took a little shot at him, not saying anything we didn't know already, though. We knew Shanahan and Garoppolo were kind of at odds, particularly at the end. I kind of want to talk about this the way we talk about Steve Kerr, and should he play Kuminga more, and did he do wrong by Wiseman? Where are you at right now with Kyle Shanahan? And again, nobody's saying fire him, but where are you at with Kyle Shanahan? You like the way he's handled this quarterback situation this year. Has he done the best he could with it after making the Trey Lance pick?